Prison can be a grim place. For some people it may prove to be a bad gap year, but for others, they might never come out. This is David, from Vanity World, and today we are going to tell you some amazing facts about prisons that are going to blow you away. Number 1. Each day, 12 people die in the United States prison system, or about 4,400 per year. In state and federal prisons, most deaths are health-related, such as from cancer and heart disease. In local prisons, the top cause is suicide. Number 2. USA locks up more people per capita than any other country. But do you know that in 2019, a staggering 2.3 million Americans were doing time? Over a fifth of the entire world's prison population is in the USA. Number 3. Some other countries also seem to enjoy putting a lot of people in prison. After the US, next on the list is El Salvador, for most prisoners per 100,000. After that comes Turkmenistan. Number 4. There are more jails in the US than there are colleges. This fact blew us away when we found that there are more jails in US than there are colleges. Number 5. When American psychologist Timothy Leary arrived at prison in 1971, he knew how to answer the psychology tests inmates take because he helped design some of the questions. He manipulated the answers to get a gardening job, a position he used to escape. Number 6. Oklahoma recently surpassed Louisiana as the prison capital of the world. With a rate of 1,079 people per 100,000 behind bars, Oklahoma has the highest incarceration rate in the country. Number 7. Even though countries such as El Salvador, Panama, Costa Rica, and Brazil have murder rates over twice the rate of the United States, each has a significantly lower incarceration rate, and, in some cases, less than half. Number 8. In 2013, 10,000 people were released early, but not for good behavior. They were let out because prisons in the state were overcrowded, but here's the punchline: some people were doing time for violent offenses came out, when folks convicted of non-violent drug offenses went in. Number 9. Those people serving time for non-violent drug offenses make up half the U.S. federal prison populations. Those offenses are the reason the prison population has quadrupled since the early 80s. Number 10. In one of the worst prison disasters in U.S. history, 322 inmates were killed and 150 injured when a fire broke out in the Ohio State Pen on April 21, 1930. When some guards refused to let inmates out of their cells, other inmates overpowered the guards to rescue fellow prisoners. Number 11. In Canada they have a polar bear jail. Yeah, you heard that right. When those great beasts start causing trouble up in Churchill, Manitoba, they get sent to the polar bear holding facility. They bears serve a sentence of anything from 2 to 30 days behind bars and then relocated to the wild. Number 12. In the United States, over 1 million arrests per year are for drug possession, which is 4 times greater than the number of arrests for drug sales. Number 13. Since 2000, the total number of women serving time in the United States has increased by about 50%, while the male prison population has grown about 18%. Number 14. The most violent prison riot in the American history happened in 1980, at the New Mexico State Penitentiary. The prison was taken over by the prisoners, and guards and inmates were taken hostages. None of the guards were killed, but we can't say that for the captured inmates. What happened was that some of the gangs that were leading the riot took over the prison. They rampaged through cell blocks, and if they couldn't get through a door they used a blowtorch to get through it. On the other side there were guys who were in protective custody, and some of those people were ended up being tortured and killed in other terrible ways. Number 15. Anyone who goes to prison has a 50% higher chance of dying than people on the outside. Think about it for a second, aren't there more ways to die on the outside? Maybe. But prisoners in some lockups face mistreatment by guards and the wrath of other inmates on a daily basis. There are also issues of poor nutrition, not great health care packages, stress, and depression. Number 16. Brazilian prisons were getting so full the country said enough is enough. Let's come up with a way to reduce the number of people doing time. The government introduced redemption through reading program, which meant that prisoners could get 48 days off their sentence if they read a book. Number 17. There is a woman in Thailand who holds the record for being sentenced for the most time for a female criminal. Her name is Chamoy Thipyaso, and after being found guilty of ripping thousands of Thai people in a pyramid scheme, she was handed down 141,078 years in prison. Number 18. In 2017 at an Ohio prison, an investigation revealed that some very clever inmates had made two computers and hid them in the ceiling. A computer by itself wasn't very useful, but the guys connected the devices to the state's Department of Rehabilitation and Correction network. The only reason those guys got caught was that the prison realized that the daily internet usage was exceeding the threshold. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. We upload videos like this daily. Share this video with your friends and family to show us support. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.